Another episode of the Satana Political Debate program was held at the Stein Studio Complex in Ratmalana yesterday. The topic of yesterday's debate was, is the North not entitled to powers vested by the 13th Amendment to the Constitution?
In spite of there being various opinions, now when the Parliamentary Select Committee convenes, we can reach some agreement. If the provincial council system is implemented and we can go below that and properly implement the Jansabhas as well, then we will have a proper administration coordinated with the people. Our country's future depends on implementation. We have not learned the lessons of our past. We are going to make the same mistakes as in the past. We are falling to that position once again.
අතීතේ වැරදිමයි අයත් කරන්න යන්නේ ඒ තැනටයි අපි අයත් වැටෙන්නේ කිසි කෙනෙක් කැමති නැහැ තමන්ගේ മന്ത്രി ධූරය දීලා මේ පළස්සබ ඕනේ නැහැ කියලා.
No one is in favor of letting go of their ministerial positions and to say that we do not need these provincial councils and let us abolish it and introduce a system suitable for the country. If we get caught to the trap of this provincial council system without amending it or introducing an alternative, and if an election is held for the North Central Provincial Council and the secessionists in the North come into power, there will be no turning back because it will once again have to be reversed by force. It is fraudulent to say the government is devolving power to the provincial councils. At the same time, when those within the government say that the powers must be taken away and that the 13th Amendment should be repealed, it is fraudulent. These are the rogue criers. If they are honest to their political stance, then what they should do is first let go of provincial ministerial portfolios that they hold. They are holding on to their ministerial positions, strengthening the provincial council structure, and are trying to introduce amendments. Isn't this false? If you are against the provincial councils, then what is the solution? This provincial council system needs to be studied further. Sometimes the people are not aware of this system. These cannot move forward without the agreement of the central government. They cannot exercise police and land powers without the central government's approval. We should not resurrect false ghosts and falsely incite the public. If we do so, the mistake we made in the past will be repeated. I think this is a golden opportunity for our country.
Let's take a quick look at the newspaper cartoon of the day.
Up next is Action TV.
Over the past 3 years, the majority of complaints that have been lodged with the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption have been in relation to the charging of money when enrolling children into schools. The money which is charged in this manner cannot be justified as funds essential for the day-to-day maintenance of the relevant school, as it is more often than not a massive sum that cannot be borne by the ordinary public, determined in an ad hoc fashion by a single individual or a group. Considering the continuous flow of such complaints, the Bribery Commission summoned the Secretary to the Ministry of Education before the Commission last year and held discussions with a view to eradicate this practice. Parents are usually silent in the face of this corruption, given the justifiable fear that their children may be targeted in school if they were to raise any objection. However, with several isolated incidents being reported through the media, this issue has come to the fore and has captured the attention of society. The incident reported from Horana pertaining to several coconuts is an example of such incidents. The Cabinet spokesperson himself informed the country that the Cabinet had taken serious note of this incident. The issue was also hotly debated in Parliament. Within 2 weeks, a circular will be issued, initiating investigations into those who charge money from students in an ad hoc fashion or make it compulsory for the students to pay any money. In accordance with this circular, the official will first be suspended following a preliminary investigation, and I will take steps to issue the necessary circular. Although the relevant circular should have been issued on the 21st of February in accordance with this promise, this did not happen. On the 7th of May, after the circular had been issued, the matter was raised in Parliament again as other incidents of students being charged money in violation of this circular had been reported. This action is completely wrong. It is prohibited to charge students who are enrolling for their advanced levels. On the 9th of May, the matter came up in Parliament once again as a result of inquiries made into a question that was posed the day before. The school that you are referring to had convened a meeting and had informed students that facility fees have to be paid. However, no money has been charged from students. However, on Wednesday, the minister made another statement in Parliament which is contradictory to the views he had been expressing over the past 3 months regarding the ad hoc charging of money from students. We will issue a circular which shows how money can be charged. Money can only be charged from those of means. If people are unable to pay it, they need only procure a certificate from the Grama Niladhari and they will be freed of any obligation. What more do you want? If there are those who are unable to pay, they will be freed from making such payment. According to the proposed new circular, the classification of school children into those of means and the impoverished cannot be prevented. Isn't such division among students of the same school both unfavorable to the country and distasteful, to say the least?
In other local stories, a monk who set himself alight in the Kandy town this morning has been hospitalized. Police media spokesperson SP Buddhika Siriwardana said the monk had set himself alight, charging that he is resorting to this act against the slaughter of cattle.
The incident had taken place at around 11:30 this morning, close to the main entrance to the temple of the Sacred Tooth relic in Kandy. The monk who set himself alight was admitted to the Kandy General Hospital for treatment. The authorities later transferred the monk by air to the National Hospital for further treatment. Director of the National Hospital, Dr. Anil Jasinger, speaking to News First, said that the condition of the monk, who was admitted with burn injuries, is serious. The monk is receiving treatment at the intensive care unit of the National Hospital in Colombo.
The government analyst has been called in to conduct investigations to determine the cause of a fire that broke out at a storage facility at the Colombo harbour today. The police media spokesperson said the blaze erupted at about 1 a.m. today.
The fire that broke out at the CFS-1 terminal, which comes under the Sri Lanka Ports Authority, has been doused. The police media spokesperson said the storage terminal contained stocks of apparel, adding that severe loss of product had been caused by the fire. The police media spokesperson added that the Colombo Crimes Division and the Coastal Police are conducting investigations into the fire. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Ports Authority has issued a communique noting that a separate line of inquiry has commenced to notify traders on the imported goods that were being stored at the terminal. Traders can obtain this information by contacting the duty manager on 0718 688 261 or on 0112 482 579.
Sri Lanka beat Lithuania in their encounter to determine their spot in Category 3 at the Sudirman Badminton Championship in Malaysia.
Sri Lanka's Niluka Karunaratne defeated his Lithuanian opponent 2-0 to win the men's singles event. Niluka and Dinuka Karunaratne also managed to win the men's doubles event 2-0. Sri Lanka's Lekha Shehani and Chandrika De Silva beat their Lithuanian opponents in the women's doubles event, while Lekha Shehani lost the women's singles event. Thereby Sri Lanka won the overall encounter against Lithuania 3-1.
Well, you can catch all the hard-hitting action from the French Open live here on MTV Sports from this Sunday.
Just a reminder before we leave you tonight that you too can visit the Sirasa zone to pay homage to the sacred relics and to enjoy the myriad of attractions at Braybrook Place in Colombo.
To stay abreast of the latest news, log into our website www.newsfirst.lk.
We wish you a good night and an enjoyable weekend on behalf of all of us here at the News First team.